Om. So I think let's start with Gayatri Mantra in the form of bhajan. So everybody please sit down straight with the back, the neck and the head in one vertical line, and close the eyes gently. While closing the eyes, telling yourself that I'm closing also my mind to external thoughts and my heart to external emotions. Deep inhale and exhale, and while exhaling we are going to do Om Jap. सर्वव्यापक सर्वज्ञ न्यायकारी दयालु ईश्वर का मुख्य निज नाम ओम का जाप करेंगे. The omnipresent, present everywhere and at all times, omniscient, all knowledgeable, having the knowledge of what occurred in the past, what is occurring now, and what are the likely occurrences of the future, taking cognizance as and when the events happen. Nyayakari, the all just, and Dayalu, the all merciful. These are few of the several characteristics of Ishwar God. So let's bring our mind to focus. Deep inhale and while exhaling, Om Jap. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat तूने हमें उत्पन्न किया पालन कर रहा है तो तुझसे ही पाते प्राण हम दुखियों के कष्ट हरता है तो तेरा महान तेज है छाया हुआ सभी स्थान सृष्टि की वस्तु वस्तु में तू हो रहा है विद्यमान तेरा ही धरते ध्यान हम मांगते तेरी दया ईश्वर हमारी बुद्धि को श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर चला दाता हमारी बुद्धि को श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर चला ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. Join the palms together, rub them gently, Cover the eyes and open the eyes slowly below the palms. External light doesn't hit the eyes, and the energy to the facial muscles. Namaste and a warm welcome to everybody. So we'll start today with Ishvara Stuti Prarthana Upasana. Stuti praising the virtues of Ishvara God to be able to get them gradually, slowly in our day-to-day life. And Prarthana prayers to be done only after putting 100% mental and physical efforts, and Upasana communion with God. And if we take it to be bhakti, then we have to obey to the guidance and to the laws of nature. Atheshwara Stuti Prarthana Mantra Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasava Yadbhadram Tanna Asava Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jata Patirekāsit Sadādhara Prithivim Dyamute Mam Kasmai Devaya Vishavidema Om Ya Atmada Balada Yasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Deva Yasya Chayam Ritam Yasya Mrityo Kasmai Devaya Vishavidema Om Yah Pranato Nimishato Mahitvaika Idra Jajagato Babhuva Ya Ishe Yasya Dvipadaschaturshpada Kasmai Devaya Vishavidema Om Yah Pranato Nimishato Mahitvaika Idra Jajagato Babhuva Ya Ishe Yasya Dvipadaschaturshpada Kasmai Devaya Vishavidema. This mantra has very special significance to those who know both the path of working for material treasures and putting all the efforts to acquire spiritual treasures at one and the same time. That is, as the dual track of the railway line. It goes side by side. Maharishi Dayananda has given this bhashya on this path, Dvipada Chatushpada, as the bipeds and quadrupeds. And this is referring to the worldly meaning. And in the spiritual sense, the bipeds are those who only earn a living and live life like it comes. Enjoy life. And the quadrupeds are those who lay emphasis on dharma in their day-to-day life, righteous living, then earth, righteous earnings, and calm, righteous enjoyment, and ultimately to attain moksha, mukti. Next mantra. Om ye nadyo rugra prithivi chadridha ye na swasta bhitam ye na naka yo antarikshe rajaso vimana kasmai devaya visha vidhema. Om Prajapate Natvadetanyanyo Vishvajatani Parita Babhuva Yatkamaste Juhumastanno Astu Vayam Syama Patayorainam. This mantra ends with Vayam Syama Patayorainam. Again, the divine guidance through the Vedas telling us to put up all the efforts to become masters of Dhaneshwarya, Dhan or Aishwarya, the material and spiritual treasures. Om Sano Bandhurjanita Savidhata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatra Deva Amrita Manashanasriti Dhamanadyairayanta. Om Agnena Supataraye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmajjoranameno Bhuishtham te nama uktim vidhema. This mantra in one way repeats more or less the prayer of the first mantra, Vishrani Deva. यहाँ पर कुटिलता युक्त पाप रूप कर्मों से हमें दूर कीजिए, और वहां पे संपूर्ण दुर्गुण दुर्व्यसन और दुखों को दूर कर दीजिए. Then here it says, Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vedwan. So let's always be surrounded by Deva Vayunani Vedwan, elderly and knowledgeable persons. Why? Because these people, when they share their life experiences and their life knowledge, they give us that extra footing. We don't start from ground zero. So we already have a base, and we just have to build on that in our life. Iti Stuti Prathanupasna Mantra. Now, for Archman, please take water in the right palm, and it's free mantras. At the end, when we say Swaha, then sip the water and take water again for the next mantra. First Archman. Om Amritopastaranamasi Swaha. Second Archman. Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Third, Om Satyam Yasha Shrirmai Shri Shayatam Swaha.
Strategic or non-strategic. Strategic decision investment इस मामले में हुआ कि अपने शेयर को कब बेचा.
Kindly please mute your mic. Now take water in the left palm. With the middle and ring finger, we are going to touch various parts of the body, praying to Ishwar God that Ishwar drives our soul, and the soul exercises full control on the mind and the mind then driving all the other organs towards the righteous path in life. Om Vangamasyastu, Om Nasorme Pranustu, Om Akshanorme Chakshurastu, Om Karniyorme Shrotramastu, Om Bahurme Balamastu, Om Urvorma Ojustu, Om Arishtani Mangani Tanustanvame Sahasanto. Lighting of the fire. First, light the lamp, दीपक को प्रज्वलित करेंगे इस मंत्र के बाद. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः. Now, with the camphor introducing the fire into the Havan Kun at the end of this mantra. Om Bhurbhuvah Swah Dyoreva Bhumna Prithiviva Varimna Tasyaste Prithivi Deva Yajani Prishthe Agni Manna Damanna Dhyaya Dadhe. Now, with the next mantra, this is Agni Samindhan mantra. Sprinkle 2 free spoonfuls of ghee over the fire to get it blazing. Om Udbudhya Swagni Pratijagri Tvamishta Purte Sansrije Thamayancha Asmin Sadhaste Adyutarasmin Vishve Deva Yajamanascha Sidata. Now, Samidhadan. Pehli Samidha, take the first Samidha wood stick, dip into ghee, and at the end when we say Swaha, then you can introduce it into the Havan Kun offer to the holy fire. Om Mayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nedya Swavardha Swachedda Vardaya Chasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchase Nanadyena Samedhaya Sva Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namama. Second Samidha, we have 2 mantras here. On the second Swaha, then offer. Om Samidhagnim Duvasyata Gritervordayata Tithim Asmin Havya Jotana Swaidamagnidam Namama. Om Susamidhaya Shotishe Gritam Tivram Jotana Agnaye Jata Vedase Swa Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namama. Third Samidha with this mantra when we say Swaha. Om Tantva Samidbhirangiro Gritena Vardhayamasi Prihachochaya Vishtaya Swa Idam Agnayangirase Idam Namama. Panchagrit Ahuti, offering of ghee to the holy fire with one and the same mantra, just to get the fire blazing, so that soon after when we'll be putting ghee and samagri, the essential oils of the ghee and the samagri can evaporate, sublimate into the air as microparticles, and that goes through our breath into our lungs and to the blood circulation system, boosting our immunity. Coincidentally, in this mantra, we ask King God for 5 things. One is Prajaya, that is, kith and kin, children, grandchildren, be obedient, follow the instructions of the parents and the elderly. So they bring us joy like that. Pashubhera, whatever be the domestic animals that we have, that also we care for them and they bring us peace. Then Brahmavarshas, this is the knowledge of the Vedas, the knowledge God also has given us through the universe. And that if we use that very efficiently and effectively in life, we'll be happy. And eventually in this, after this life also, we'll move into moksha and enjoy the eternal bliss. But then we have to follow dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Then we always have plenty of nutritious and health promoting food. Then samedhaya, that is, make efficient and effective use of all the four preceding to bring sukh, happiness, shanti, peace, and samriddhi, prosperity in our life, the life of our close friends and relatives, and to the whole world. Om Ghee only. Om Ayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Savardha Swachedda Vardaya Chasman Prajaya Pashuvir Brahma Varchase Namnadyena Samedhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namama Om Ayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Savardha Swachedda Vardaya Chasman Prajaya Pashuvir Brahma Varchase Namnadyena Samedhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namama Om Ayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Savardha Swachedda Vardaya Chasman Prajaya Pashuvir Brahma Varchase Namnadyena Samedhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namama Om Ayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Svavardha Swachedda Vardaya Chasman Prajaya Pashuvir Brahma Varchase Namnadyena Samedhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namama Om Ayanta Idmatma Jata Vedaste Nidya Svavardha Swachedda Vardaya Chasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchase Namnadyena Samedhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namama Jal Sechanam, sprinkling of water around the Havan Kund. On the east side, Purva Disha, Om Adite Numanyasva. Paschim Disha on the west, Om Anumate Numanyasva. Uttar Disha north, Om Saraswati Numanyasva. With the fourth mantra, start on the east, northeast corner, moving clockwise and ending on the northeast corner. That is, you make the round starting from the point of light and ending at the point of light. Please ensure if you have a diya in Havan Kund, the diya is on the northeast. And if you have only the diya, then follow the directions. Om, sprinkling of water at the end of the mantra. Om Deva Savita Prasvayadya Patim Bhagaya Divyo Gandharva Keta Puhu Ketanna Punatu Vachaspatir Vachanna Swadatu. Next mantra, Aghara Vajyahuti. And the first one would be pouring the ghee from the northwest to the northeast, second one from the southwest to the southeast, moving towards the east, the direction of light, especially in the morning, the sun rises from the northeast, and also that sunlight enables us to take cognizance of our immediate environment, so learn about the physical sciences around us, and that is the light of knowledge. So ghee only. Om Agnaye Swaha. Idam Agnaye Dan Namama. Om Somaya Swaha. Idam Somaya Idam Namama. Ajya Bhaga Ahuti, the two mantras, the ghee in the center. Om Prajapataye Swaha. Idam Prajapataye Dan Namama. Om Indraya Swaha. Idam Indraya Idam Namama. Besides the spiritual aspect of these mantras, Agnaye Swaha, Agni, the physical fire, and also the light of knowledge, the energy provided by the light of knowledge to move forward in life. Somaya Swaha, tranquility, serenity. And in our daily life, when doing Agnihotra daily, the wife is seated on the right hand side of the husband, just because the husband signifies the energy Agnaye Swaha, running around all the errands, working and bringing the material needs of the family. Then the spouse more tending to look after the house and the kids. So that Somaya Swaha, tranquility, serenity to bring peace to the whole family. Then Prajapataye Swaha, both the spouse when they get offsprings. Prajapataye, the kin, kith and kin, be dutiful, be obedient to them, follow their instructions, their guidance. Then Indraya Saha, Indra refers to prosperity, and on that path we grow towards material and spiritual prosperity. Dainik Yaj ki ahuti, Subha ki ahuti, the morning ahutis. Om Suryo Jyotir Jyoti Surya Swa. Samagri and ghee at the same time. Om Suryo Varacho Jyotir Varachasva. Om Jyoti Surya Suryo Jyoti Swa. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajurusha Sendravatya Jushana Suryaveto Swa. The mantras for the afternoon. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotiragni Swaha. Om Agnir Varcho Jyotir Varcha Swaha. Om Swaha. Om Sajur Devena Savitra Sajuratrendраvatya Jushano Agnirvetu Swaha. Surya Jyoti, Surya, so that's sunrise, sunlight in the morning, and Agnir Jyoti, Agni, the physical light that is for the evening. Now the next free four mantras tells us Bhuragnaye Pranaya Swaha, Bhurvaive Panaya Swaha, Swaradityaya Vyanaya Swaha, and Bhurvaswaragni Vaivaditebhya Prana Pana Vyanabhya Swaha. These mantras hint towards the practical benefits that we can derive from yajna. As I said, the fire converts the ghee and the samagri into microparticles, sending them up as vapors because the energy allows evaporation and sublimation of the essential oils directly into the vapor form. And when we chant the mantras, taking a long breath, Om Til Swaha, in one breath, we'll be also doing the pranayam. Deep inhale and exhale goes automatically, and we'll be inhaling those vapors, going to our bloodstream, boosting our immunity. That's the efficient way of benefiting on the spot from Yajna Havan. Ghee and samagri. Om Bhuragnaye Pranaya Swaha. Idam Agnaye Pranaya Idam Namama. Om Bhuvarvaive Panaya Swaha. Idam Vaive Panaya Idam Namama. Om Swaradityaya Vyanaya Swaha. idam adityaya vyanaya idam namama. Om bhurvasvaragnivaivaditevya pranapanavyanabhya swaha. Idam agnivaivaditevya pranapanavyanabhya idam namama. Om apo jyotirasomritam brahmavor swaha. Om yam medham devagana pitarashopasate tayama madhyamedhayagni medhavinam kuru swaha. Om vishwani deva savitar duritani parasva yad bhadram tanna swaha. Om agnena yasupatharaya yasman vishwani deva vayunani vidwan युयोध्यस्मज्जोरानमेनो भूयिष्ठां तेन मौक्तिं विधेम स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुर्तानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्नासुव स्वाहा. 16th February is Vasant Panchami, marking the start of spring, as well as Vasant Panchami, also in the Vedic tradition, was the start of the calendar for the Gurukul. So that's induction into studies. And in current day world, we find people on Vasant Panchami doing Saraswati Puja. We'll talk about that later. But let's do the special mantras, the special ahutis for Vasant Panchami now. Both Ghee and Samagri. The mantras are from Yajurved. Om Vasantena Rituna Deva Vasavastri Vrita Stota Rathantarena Tejasa Havirindre Vayo Dadhu Swaha. Om Madhushta Madhavashta Vasanta Vasanti Kavrito Agneranta Shlesho Si Kalpetam Dyava Prithivi Kalpatam Oshadaya Kalpatam Agnaya Prithang Mama Jeshtaya Savrata Ye Agnaya Samanasontara Dyava Prithivi Me Vasanta Kavrit Vasanti Kavrito Abhikalpamana Indramiva Deva Abhisanvishantu Taya Devatayangir Sudruve Sidatam Swaha. Om Madhuvatarita Madhuksharanti Sandava Madhvirne Santoshadhi Swaha. Om Madhunakta Mutoshaso Madhumatva Vivaraja Madhudyorastuna Pita Swaha. Om Madhumano Vasanta Patir Madhumam Astu Surya Madhvir Gavo Bhavantu Naswa. Om Bhurvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Swaha. In the mantras, the more Vasant came often, and Vasant refers to spring season. Then Oshadi, the word Oshadi came at least twice. Oshadi means the seasonal crops, the crops that give the yield and the plants die. But Oshadi in the Hindi sense also means the medicinal plants. So we should be extremely careful because spring is the transitional season. We have to keep ourselves healthy, some physical exercise, some prayers, some meditation to boost our morale, and be careful about our foods and drinks. Try especially keep to the seasonal vegetables and fruits to boost our immunity and keep ourselves healthy. Then the word Madhu also came often. Madhu, one Definition of that is honey. And honey is known to be health promoting, but people with allergies have to be careful because it's made, the bees also collect pollen. So be careful, and also be careful of the pollen that will emerge during spring when trees become green again and the bud starts blooming, the flowers starts budding also. We have to be careful. But madhu also refers in our life to sweetness, the fragrance of righteous living, the sweetness of talking the truth in a lovely, gentle, affectionate manner. So the mantras always have a worldly meaning and spiritual meaning beyond other meanings also. जिसको कहते हैं आधिदैविक, आधिभौतिक and आध्यात्मिक अर्थ. Pertaining to people, pertaining to all living species, pertaining to this world, and pertaining to spirituality, our communion with God. Now we'll move for Gayatri Mantra, and I'll ask Aryan to do the Gayatri Mantra, and if Yash is there, because I'm not joined on the computer, I'm joined on the phone. So please, the kids go ahead with the Gayatri Mantra and the Mahamrityunjay Mantra with Swaha at the end. And please offer both ghee and samagri. Yeah, that's good. Yes, please.
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुक्मिर्बन्धनं मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् स्वाहा ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुक्मिर्बन्धनं मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् स्वाहा ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुक्मिर्बन्धनं
That's great. Now, Swishtakritauti, ghee and prasad if you have, otherwise only ghee. Om Yadasya Karmanotyariricam Yadvanyonmihakaram Agnishta Shrishta Kridvidyat Sarvam Swishtam Suhutam Karotu me Agnaye Swishta Krite Suhutahute Sarvaprayashchitahutinam Kamanam Samardetre Sarvana Kaman Samardaya Sva Idam Agnaye Shrishta Krite Idan Mama. Next ahuti, only ghee. Om Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idan Mama. Now Purnahuti, 3 times, ghee and samagri. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Put everything down, join the palms together. 3 mantras, Mahavamdevyagan from Samved, praying to Ishwar God for Sukha, happiness, Shanti, peace, and Samriddhi, prosperity. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha. Kayanashitra Bhuvadoti Sada Vridha Sakha कया शचेष्टया वृता ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः कस्त्वा मदानां बंहिष्ठो मात्सदन्धसा दृदाचिदारुजेवसो ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः अभीशो नः सखीनामवीता चरित्रेणां शतं भवास्युतये ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः। धनंजय यज्ञ प्रार्थना प्लीज। अच्छा हेमंत जी है, हेमंत जी कर सकते हैं? हाँ कर लो यज्ञ प्रार्थना प्लीज।
पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, छोड़ देवे चल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए। वेद की बोली ऋचाएं सत्य को धारण करें, हर्ष में हो मग्न सारे शोक सागर से तरे। अश्वमेधाधिक ऋचाएं यज्ञ पर उपकार को, धर्म मर्यादा चला कर लाभ दे संसार को। नित्य श्रद्धा भक्ति से यज्ञ आदि हम करते रहें, रोग पीड़ित विश्व के संताप सब हरते रहें। भावना मिट जाए मन से पाप अत्याचार की, कामनाएं पूर्ण होवे यज्ञ से नर नार की। लाभकारी हो हवन हर जीवधारी के लिए, वायु जल सर्वत्र हो शुभ गंध को धारण किए। स्वार्थ भाव मिटे हमारा प्रेम पथ विस्तार हो, इदन मम का सार्थक प्रत्येक में व्यवहार हो। प्रेमरस न हो कर बंधना हम कर, नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे। पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए, छोड़ देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए। प्रभु मानसिक बल दीजिए। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग्। सबका भला करो भगवान, सब पर दया करो सदा, सब पर कृपा करो हे महान। सबका सब विधि हो कल्याण, सब सुखी हो कोई न हो दुखारी। सब हो निरोग भगवन, धन दान के भंडारी। सब भद्र भाव देखें, सन्मार्ग के पथिक हों। दुखिया न कोई होवे, सृष्टि दानधारी। हे नाथ सब सुखी हों, कोई न हो दुखारी, सब हो निरोग भगवन, धन धान्य के भंडारी। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव।
So let's move now for Ashirvad, the blessings. आंखें को कोमलता से बंद करके हाथ जोड़ लेंगे. Keep the body straight. Just remember, when we seek the blessings of God, it's not just for this prayer time. The blessings, the grace of God is always flowing around us. It suffices that we need to make ourselves the proper recipient. अपने आप को पात्रता बनानी चाहिए. ठीक से पात्र रहेंगे तो आप पूरे ईश्वर के आशीर्वाद को प्राप्त कर सकते हैं. If you have the proper recipient, you'll be able to retain the grace of Ishwar flowing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Otherwise, if you take the sieve or the colander, nothing will remain. So अपने जीवन में काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह आदि जो छिद्र हैं, उसको भरपूर करके अच्छे गुण, कर्म, स्वभाव से इन छिद्रों को हम बंद कर लेंगे तो ईश्वर की कृपा जो है, ईश्वर के आशीर्वाद जो है, हम हमेशा प्राप्त करके उसको अपने साथ संपत्ति की तरह रख करके आगे बढ़ेंगे जीवन. ओम सत्यासंतो यजमानस्य कामा, ओम पूर्णासंतो यजमानस्य कामा, ओम सफलासंतो यजमानस्य कामा. Satyasanto Yajamanasya Kama says, may the wishes, the desires of the Yajaman be truthful. Then Purna Santo, the truthful desires and wishes be complete. And Safala Santo, the truthful desires, wishes of the Yajaman be complete with 100% success. Swasti Mantra. Om स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृद्धश्रवा स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षर्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्रा स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनुर्भिर्व्यशेमहि देवहितं यदायु. ओम स्वस्ति स्वस्ति स्वस्ति. ओम शांति शांति शांति. सभी को सादर नमस्ते. वेलकम अगेन. नाउ टाइम फॉर भजन. The volunteers, please. हेमंत जी भजन गाएंगे? Okay, I think Prem ji is starting. Yeah, go ahead, please.
सबको नमस्ते. एक भजन गाने की कोशिश करूंगी. नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल, अपने तन का, मन का, धन का औरों को दे दान जो, वह सच्चा इंसान है, इस धरती पर भगवान है. नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए अभी अपना फल। आग सा जिसका अंग जले, औरों को मीठी श्वास दे। ज्योति सा जिसका जीवन हो, औरों को अपना प्रकाश दे। कर्म ही जिसकी भगवत गीता, सेवा ही वेद पुराण है। वह सच्चा इंसान है, धरती पर भगवान है। नदियां न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपना फल। चाहे करे अपमान कोई, चाहे करे निंदा कोई। फूलों से कोई सत्कार करे, कांटा चुभो जाए कोई। मन और अपमान ही दोनों जिसके लिए समान है, वह सच्चा इंसान है, इस धरती पर भगवान है। नदियां न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपना फल। अपने तन का मन का धन का, और को दे जो दान रे। यह सच्चा इंसान है, इस धरती का भगवान है। नदियां न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपना फल। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Prem ji. Next, please. I see Prem ji on the line. आप भजन गाएंगे?
हाँ जी।
Yes, please. Go ahead.
नमस्ते everybody. हे जग पिता, हे जगत प्रभु, हे जग पिता, हे जगत प्रभु, मुझे अपने नाम का दान दो। मुझे अपने नाम का दान दो। तुझे अपने मन में मैं देख लूं, वो ज्ञान दो, वो ध्यान दो। हे जग पिता, हे जगत प्रभु, मेरे मन में तेरा रंग हो, मेरी ज्ञान गंगा तरंग हो। मेरी काम क्रोध से जंग हो, मुझे लोभ से आमान दो। हे जग पिता, हे जग प्रभु, प्रभु तेरी भक्ति का बल मिले, मुझे धैर्य शक्ति प्रबल मिले। जो मिले विचार अटल मिले, जो मिले विचार अटल मिले। मुझे ऐसी ऊंची उड़ान दो, हे जग पिता, हे जगत प्रभु, हे जग पिता, हे जगत प्रभु। मेरा सरल शुद्ध व्यवहार हो, मुझे ऐसा आर दो। मेरा सरल शुद्ध व्यवहार हो, मुझे वैर भाव से आर हो। मेरा हर किसी से प्यार हो, मुझे ऐसा प्रेम महान दो। हे जग पिता, हे जगत प्रभु, मुझे अपने नाम का दान दो, तुझे अपने मन से देख लूं, वो ज्ञान दो, वो ध्यान दो।
Thank you, Kamlesh ji. Anybody else, please? The Usha ji, go ahead. अपने आप को अनम्यूट करें प्लीज. Unmute yourself first.
थैंक यू. ज्ञान का सागर चार वेद ये वाणी है भगवान की, इसी से मिलती सब सामग्री जीवन के कल्याण की. ज्ञान का सागर चार वेद ये वाणी है भगवान की, इसी से मिलती सब सामग्री जीवन के कल्याण की, जीवन के कल्याण की. सब सत्य विद्याएं जग में प्रकट वेद से होती हैं, यहीं पे आकर सब नदियां पृथ्वी का आंगन धोती है. उसी को जीवन सार मिला जिसने इसकी पहचान की. ज्ञान का सागर चार वेद ये वाणी है भगवान की, वाणी है भगवान की. सृष्टि एक अदालत है और न्यायाधीश विधाता है, यहाँ पे हर प्राणी ही अपने कर्मों का फल पाता है. सृष्टि एक अदालत है और न्यायाधीश विधाता है, यहाँ पे हर प्राणी ही अपने कर्मों का फल पाता है. वेद के अंदर सब रचना है विधि के अमर विधान की. ज्ञान का सागर चार वेद ये वाणी है भगवान की, वाणी है भगवान की. वेद का पढ़ना और पढ़ाना परम धर्म कहलाता है, सुनना और सुनाना भी कर्तव्य बताया जाता है. वेद का पढ़ना और पढ़ाना परम धर्म कहलाता है, सुनना और सुनाना भी कर्तव्य बताया जाता है. वेद ही असली दौलत है दुनिया के हर इंसान की. ज्ञान का सागर चार वेद ये वाणी है भगवान की, वाणी है भगवान की. धन्य धन्य ये भारत भूमि जिस पर वेदों का ज्ञान हुआ, वेद का अमृत पिया पिलाया तब ये देश महान हुआ. धन्य धन्य ये भारत भूमि जिस पर वेदों का ज्ञान हुआ, वेद का अमृत पिया पिलाया तब ये देश महान हुआ. पथिक पुण्य भूमि है ये तो ऋषियों की संतान की. ज्ञान का सागर चार वेद ये वाणी है भगवान की. ज्ञान का सागर चार वेद ये वाणी है भगवान की, वाणी है भगवान की. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद जी. That was free continuous bhajan on Ishwar God. Any volunteer? हेमंत जी गाएंगे या प्रियम जी? Anybody? just unmute yourself. Yeah, Priyam ji is proceeding.
नमस्ते सभी को. सॉरी फॉर माय वॉइस है. ऐसी
No
कृपा
problem.
करो भगवान, ऐसी कृपा करो भगवान, हर दम रहे तुम्हारा ध्यान. ऐसी दे दो दृढ़ विश्वास, हर दम समझे आपको पास. करे तुम्हारा ही गुणगान, करे तुम्हारा ही गुणगान. ऐसी कृपा करो भगवान, हर दम रहे तुम्हारा ध्यान. सुख में तुझको भूल न जाए, सुख में तुझको भूल न जाए. दुख आने पर ना घबराए, दुख आने पर ना घबराए. सुख और दुख में रहे समान, सुख और दुख में रहे समान. ऐसी कृपा करो भगवान, हर दम रहे तुम्हारा ध्यान. करे जगत के सारे धंधे, करे जगत के सारे धंधे. पर धंधों के पड़े न फंदे, पर धंधों के पड़े न फंदे. जीवन होवे कमल समान, जीवन होवे कमल समान. ऐसी कृपा करो भगवान, हर दम रहे तुम्हारा ध्यान. दयावान और उपकारी, दयावान और परोपकारी. सबके बन जाए हितकारी, सबके बन जाए हितकारी. सब जगत का चाहे कल्याण, सब जगत का चाहे कल्याण. ऐसी कृपा करो भगवान, हर दम रहे तुम्हारा ध्यान. हर एक की हम करे भलाई, हर एक की हम करे भलाई. किसी के साथ न करे बुराई, किसी के साथ न करे बुराई. ऐसे नेक बने इंसान, ऐसे नेक बने इंसान. ऐसी कृपा करो भगवान, हर दम रहे तुम्हारा ध्यान. गुण अपनावे अवगुण छोड़े, गुण अपनावे अवगुण छोड़े. झूठ कपट छल से मुख मोड़े, झूठ कपट से छल, झूठ कपट छल से मुख मोड़े. नम्र बने तज कर अभिमान, नम्र बने तज कर अभिमान. ऐसी कृपा करो भगवान, हर दम रहे तुम्हारा ध्यान. हे जगदीश्वर अंतर्यामी, हे जगदीश्वर अंतर्यामी. मिलकर हम सब सेवक जानी, मिलकर हम सब सेवक जानी. मांग रहे यह वरदान, मांग रहे हैं यह वरदान. ऐसी कृपा करो भगवान, हर दम रहे तुम्हारा ध्यान. धन्यवाद.
Dhanyavad ji. Thank you for the bhajan. By the way, Priyam ji originates from Mauritius, settled in Toronto. The family, I had the pleasure to meet the family when I was in Toronto in 2019. And they grew up within the Arasmada environment. That's why she didn't hesitate to come forward with the bhajan. And this is a very common bhajan among the youth in Mauritius. So thank you, everybody. I leave the floor to Dhananjay ji for the welcome and announcements, if any.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining Hindu Center of Atlanta's weekly satsang. Today, Saturday, every Saturday morning, 10:30 to 12 noon. I thank you all the volunteers for the beautiful bhajans. Pandita ji, Prem ji, Usha ji, Tian ji, all the beautiful bhajans today. I also thank other participants today. Vimalji, if you can unmute and tell us about where are you joining from? I guess is he from Cumming, Georgia, maybe? And another participant, my mother is joining from Varanasi, India. And BKG, somebody has joined. We would like to know where is joining from. And Anand Sriramji. Pramod Chandraji has also joined today. Thank you everyone for joining our weekly satsang today. We cannot thank enough to Dr. Chandora ji, who is our mentor, guide, and founder of Hindu Center of Atlanta and Greater Atlanta Vedic Temple. We always seek his blessings and his guidance for our any programs. I also thank Acharya Brahmadev ji. He has relentlessly every week, 3 times in a week, help us to organize our programs, our weekly satsang on Friday 9 p.m. He join us for our weekly program Sanatan Dharma Simplified for the young youth and kids, 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And on Sunday, his program is helpful for the adults. He takes some contemporary issues and Vedic knowledge in that program. So please do join us on these 3 programs currently running on behalf of Hindu Center of Atlanta. Dr. Chandora ji is ready to give us his few words on this weekly satsang today. Dr. Sir. Dr. Chandora.
Dr. Ji, unmute yourself, please. We are not able to listen to you. Please unmute yourself or see if your mic is connected.
Looks like
he's connected.
Some technical difficulties from the Dr. Chandora's sound system. So this week we have another festival, Vasant Panchami, coming up on 16th of February. Everyone, we wish you all the best for the coming year and year ahead. Acharya will have some insightful knowledge about the Vasant Panchami today. So Acharya can continue at last. Probably Dr. Chandra will listen from him.
Yeah, Dr. Chandra ji probably has to log out and then log in again so that we can hear him at the end. So namaste and welcome everybody. Let's sit down straight with the back, the head and the neck in one vertical line. Close the eyes gently. Deep inhale and exhale. We'll do Om Jap 3 times. Gayatri Mantra in one pace, one tone, and everybody listens to his own pronunciation, own chanting, and listening to your own pronunciation, chanting, focus on the sound waves and the vibrations going out and coming back to you. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently rub the palms, cover the eyes, open the eyes below the palms, and transfer the energy to the facial muscles. And just keep a gentle smile with all the facial muscles relaxed. This is the point where we keep most of the stress, the tension in our life around the facial muscles and the muscles around the neck. So when we keep this relaxed by a gentle smile, that relieves our stress, our tension. Atmiya Bandhu, friends in soul, a very warm welcome to everyone. Basant Panchami, 2 words there. Basant and Panchami. Basant means spring, the transition season from winter to summer. And Panchami, the key word is Panch, path. It's the 5th day of the lunar calendar, the waxing phase of the moon in the month of Magh. And for this year, that would be 16th of February, Tuesday next. Festivals in the Vedic tradition. Since God revealed the knowledge to the rishis, festivals are there to brighten life. Brighten life by understanding the world around us. And most of the Vedic Hindu festivals rotate around the seasons. We have to pay special attention during the Hemant or spring season, and the next one, the Vasant and spring season, and the other one is Hemant or fall season. The transitional seasons, according to the mantra from the Atharva Veda, which we always use to during prayers for long life, Varshagant ke liye, birthday prayers. Om Shatam Jiva Sharado Vardhamana Vasantan Shatamo. It goes like that. There also it tells us to pay special attention to the transition of seasons, because this is a period where the humidity level in the atmosphere is very fast changing. And with the transition of seasons, airborne virus and bacteria are on the rise. That's why it is recommended to do Agnihotra daily, if not at least once in a week. Do it in your home. And I've often briefed you on how to do it on the micro scale also, using the small diya lamp. Put ghee there, 1 spoon of ghee, put the wick vertical, then mix your ghee and samagri as a syrup, and you can, if you know Agnihotra, that's fine. Otherwise, you can read Gayatri Mantra 10, 15 times. If you take 10 minutes, that you can recite Gayatri Mantra probably 20, 25 times. And when comes Swaha, just put 1 drop of the syrup of ghee and samagri in that. That will take probably 1 hour or more to diffuse, but you'll feel the fragrance, the smell, and the vapors are rising out of this micro level oven. You can still benefit from that on the small scale. Why the purpose? If you look at Vasant Panchami, the previous festival was Makara Sankranti. The sun, the apparent movement of the sun now is towards the northern hemisphere, Uttarayan. Days gradually start become longer. We had a wind chill running last week, and eventually in 1 week or 10 days, the weather also will start to get warmer and warmer. And especially in the north part of India, Punjab and UP, it's peculiar to find acres and acres of mustard fields with a bloom, the yellow color. And if you're running in the, you're traveling by train or by air, you can see as far as the horizon, it's yellow color, the mustard fields. That's really impressive. You know, mustard during that season, mustard is a heat producing vegetable. Sarson and sarson ka tel is known to keep us warm. Then, particularly in Punjab, sarson ka saag or makke ki roti. That's also adjusting the food to the season. Hemant knows that well. And also people take gur along with that. That is also health promoting. Everything will be in moderation, of course. There's no abuse of that. So that's one way of looking at the health. One way I told you was by Agnihotra, even if you can do it on the micro scale, that's fine. Then second is about our food, adapting to the season. We have lots of that mustard leaves, the green leaves, which we cook as saag, and then makke ki roti, that is also, it's a very rough bread, flat bread, but that also enables the cleansing of the digestive system. So if we see how Ayurveda, which is derived from Atharva Veda, leads us to good, healthy food habits, then there's also the combination of some yoga, some pranayam, asana pranayam, prayer time, meditation time, to boost our physical, mental state. And if we do some dhyan daily, some meditation daily, that is going to boost our level of inner peace and leading us to be happier in life. The other part, practice of some meditation daily. I would say if you are in the rush, take 5 minutes daily. And you can do it when you wake up, just sit down on the bed there, do it from there. Do the Gayatri Mantra jap 5 times, 10 times, then just stay silent. Just do the Gayatri Mantra chanting in the silent mode. Listen to the inner voice, to the silence of the chanting of the Gayatri Mantra within yourself. That will also enable us to realize, connect with the inner self, the soul, being. So we've seen the worldly aspect now running into the spiritual aspect of Vasant Panchami. Then the other thing which we notice, what has been the practice, especially ladies wear clothes which are yellow in color. Why? The purpose of yellow in our life leads us to add sunshine in our life at the physical level, at the mental, moral level, and at the social level by spreading happiness, joy all around us. Yellow represents a very bright color. And if we brighten our life with dharma, righteous living, we are going to bring in more and more sunshine in our life, in the life of everybody around us, in the family, within the circle of friends and relatives, and within society at large. That's why when the rishis defined the system of parva, festivals, it was not only meant for rejoicing, but also each and every parva, besides the worldly aspect, has the prayer meditation part of it, which enables us to consolidate our links within the spiritual realm of life. And one particular aspect of Vasant Panchami, kids start the new semester, especially within the Gurukul. The induction is done using the Gayatri Mantra, Maha Mantra or Savitri Mantra as it is known. And in that mantra, we pray Dhyo Yo Naha Prachodayat, Ishvara Hamari Buddhi Ko Shresht Vichar or Shresht Karmo Me Prerit Kare. O Ishvara God, enlighten our mind, our intellect, into righteous thoughts and righteous actions. That's why jap karne ke jo mantra hai, the best mantra is the Gayatri Mantra. And if we do it the way I chanted it at the beginning of this lecture, you'll be able to sense the vibrations and sense the inner peace starting within your hearts. And when we sense that inner peace within our hearts, it's just a question of regular practice, constant practice to be able to grow that peace. That is the aspect of when children start learning. The induction within the Vedic system is done through the Gayatri Mantra. But then the common tradition, people pray, they say this is the day of Saraswati Puja. I won't touch on the aspects of the puja because we believe in one God which is formless, which has no form, etc. But let's look at the creation by the artist. Let's try to draw inspiration from the artist's creation. I will just share my screen. Just give me 1 minute. So now let's look at the symbolism of the artist's design of this. Well, Saraswati in the Sanskrit word, it means Shabda Artha Sambandh. Saraswati is wisdom, and wisdom is when we know the meaning of words and the meanings also of words, because one word in Sanskrit have multiple meanings. So Shabda, we know the word, Arth, we know the meanings, and Sambandh, we can reasonably, logically apply the contextual meaning. And when we look at this picture now, let's understand this picture. You'll find the rosary there in the right hand, which is lifted. The rosary is usually used for japa. But God has given us our own rosary. This is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And for whatever multiples of 12 we want to go, after 12, we grow 1 on this, 2 on this, 3 on this. So if we want to do 108, what is the tradition? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each time we go 1 round of 12, we move 1 there. That is an easy practice. We need no external instruments. That brings our focus, our concentration. Then look at the aura around the head. And if we are just very observing people who are spiritually elevated, people who are treading on the path of spirituality by walking the talk, not only walking, but walking the talk and leading by example, we can sense the aura, the spiritual aura around. And here the aura is the aura of wisdom. I won't say knowledge, I would say wisdom. Then Vahan, the vehicle which is used in this picture, is the peacock. The peacock is known to be a bird with a high ego, especially when it's dancing, spreading all the feathers. A very beautiful scene. But that bird, at that time, the ego is at the very high level. So this picture tells us that we have to tame that ego at the peak of the beauty in our life. Then we look at the instruments. It's the veena. And the veena needs a very fine tuning. And the fine tuning that is required out of us is the tuning between the mind and the heart. Never, never take a decision solely on the mind, will be inhuman in our decision. But never take it solely based on the heart or the emotions, will lose the logic. We need to combine both of them, the logic and the emotions. Then whatever we'll decide will have the logic, but will also have the human touch. then we'll be able to live according to the principle of Arya Samaj, Priti Purvak Dharmanusar, Yatha Yogya Vyavahar. Then the seed is a lotus flower. We all know the lotus, the roots are anchored in mud. But when the flower blooms, we don't see the mud. It's the beauty of it. Can we make our personality shining and beautiful like that? People will say it's hard in the modern world. No. I won't say we'll change overnight, but gradually, slowly, with long practice, with dedication that we need to be humane in life, that we need to be caring, to be compassionate in life. We need to look at the common good wherein lies our own good, so that with slow, regular practice, gradually with time will change. The white clothes of Saraswati in this picture denotes purity. And purity in our life is not only at the physical level by taking the bath, but it's purity of body, mind, and spirit. The book which is in the hand, our left hand, signifies knowledge. But knowledge, if kept into the books, then the library would have been the most knowledgeable entity in the world. But unfortunately, the library is not a conscious entity, cannot use that knowledge. So it's only conscious entities which can use the knowledge. And eventually, that's why human form of life is considered to be the highest species, because we can acquire, though our inborn knowledge is limited, but the amount of knowledge we can acquire is very significant. Then we take the other example. If we use knowledge efficiently and effectively in our life, that is wisdom. With a logic, with the mind and the heart, that is wisdom. Then the swan, which we see in front, signifies purity and discrimination. The Sankhya Darshan gives a very clear picture. There is one variety of the white swan. If you mix water and milk, it will be able to draw the milk and leave the water there. And that is known also to people in the field of botany. And that tells us, with the wisdom that we have, we should be able to sift between right and wrong, between truth and untruth. And that empowers us to assert ourselves in our duties and responsibilities, and then discriminate, shun negligence and carelessness. So I just wanted to bring that picture just to show to you, can we move and understand the picture and apply the teachings in our life? I would say charitra ki puja karo. If we understand each and every particular aspect and translate that in our life, then I think we'll be able to put up, after putting all the efforts, our prayers would be realized. Remember I said when we were talking about prarthana in the beginning, Purusharth ke bina, prarthana kabhi safal nahi hota. So it's a question of each and every artist drawing, however they've conceived, put God in a picture, in a form. I just say, let's understand the design. Let's understand the subtle aspects of that. Just as when we do prayer, When we are doing Havan, the first thing is we clean the place. But do we clean our mind? Do we clean our hearts? Whatever has to be thrashed out, let's just thrash it out. We are doing ashram, sipping of water. Do we learn from the qualities of water? We are doing Agni Adhan. Do we learn from fire? Do we learn from Samidhas? Do we learn from each and every move that we do during Havan? If we do that, then we'll grow in life. We'll realize Saraswati Shabda Artha Sambandh. We'll realize the importance of words in our life, the meaning of these words, especially the contextual meaning, and then grow in our life, grow multifold in terms of sukh, happiness, shanti, peace, samriddhi, prosperity. After that, the next festival would be Rishi Bodh, and that coincides with Mahashivratri. So that would be on 11th of March. And 2 days before that, we have Dayananda Dashami, which is the birthday. We celebrate the life of Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati. According to the Gregorian calendar, that was yesterday, the 12th of February. But according to the lunar calendar, which we follow, the Vedic Hindu calendar, that is going to be this year on the 11th of March. So it will be another opportunity to deal with another festival. But remember, each and every step that we do, every move that we do within our prayers, if we learn from that, we'll be a much better person in terms of our physical state, mental, moral, spiritual state, and the way that we move and deal with in society. We'll realize the prayer of Manurbhava, O man, be human. Be human in our thoughts, in our words, and in our actions. Thank you for your attention. ध्यान के लिए धन्यवाद. सभी को सादर नमस्ते.
Thank you, Acharya ji, for your very insightful lecture today. Now we will proceed for the Aarti. Vandana ji.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जो ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिन से मन का। प्रभु दुख बिन से मन का। सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। मात पिता तुम मेरे, शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी। स्वामी शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी। तुम बिन और न दूजा, प्रभु बिन और न दूजा, आस करूँ मैं जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी। स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता, स्वामी तुम पालन करता। मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, कृपा करो भरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति, स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विधि मिलूं दया में, किस विधि मिलूं दया में, तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे, स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपने हाथ उठाओ, द्वार पड़ा मैं तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। क्षय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
Now moving towards the closing prayers. 4 lines of Ashirwad to all those who join us and also for the welfare of this whole planet Earth. भगवान इस परिवार को सुख का सदा वरदान दो, ज्ञान की गंगा बहाकर शुद्ध वैदिक ज्ञान दो। निरोग होकर सब जिए शतवर्ष आयुष्मान हो, धन धान्य से पूरित सदा यश युक्त कीर्तिमान हो। पुत्र पौत्रादिक सभी बलवान हो, श्रीमान हो, विद्वान हो, मतिमान हो, धर्मात्मा धीमान हो। Shanti Path, prayers for universal peace in the yogic meditation mode. Om Dyo Shanti Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apah Shanti Oshadhaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi Om Shanti शांति शांति। सभी को सादर नमस्ते। ध्यान के लिए धन्यवाद। Just one announcement, please. We have one conference by the HWPL, which is an international organization and headquarters in the US. They have a conference today, and HWPL of Atlanta, which is the organizer. It's spread of false information during COVID-19. Is there a cure? And the cure is Dharma, Satya, and I'll be dealing with that topic. I have an intervention in about 4 or 5 minutes there. I've shared the link on the Zoom chat, and Dr. Chandra just shared that also in the WhatsApp group of Hindu Center of Atlanta. I'll be sharing that on the other groups also. So hope to see you in that conference also. And we'll be laying emphasis on the universal values of Dharma, Satya, which is one of them, as the cure of that problem. So thank you for your attention, Dhananjay. The last words of the closing.
What time is it that, Acharya-ji?
That's 3 p.m. It will be closing at about 4:45.
Okay.
And you'll find the details. I've shared that in the Zoom link, but I'll also be sharing that on the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you everyone for joining.